What if I told you that some anime are better with the sound off? Well, the Japanese sound anyway. Look, I know what you're thinking. Subs are always superior. Dubs are trash, you're a fake anime fan. But before you unleash your inner keyboard warrior, hear me out. Because there are exactly 10 shows where the English voice actors didn't just match the original, they absolutely obliterated it. And number 1 on this list? The dub literally saved a dead anime from complete obscurity and turned it into a legendary cult classic. It's so insane that even the Japanese producers basically said, yeah, do whatever you want, we don't care anymore. I'm Top 10 Guy, and if you want to see more anime deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button now because we're about to commit some serious anime heresy today. Let's get into it. So, starting us off at number 10, we've got Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Now, Code Geass is already a masterpiece of strategic brilliance, mecha action, and Shakespearean drama. The Japanese version with Jun Fukuyama is excellent. Theatrical, dramatic, everything you'd want from an anime about a genius revolutionary in a mask. But here's the thing. Sometimes it gets a little too theatrical. Like, Lelouch can sound so melodramatic in Japanese that you half expect him to start twirling a villain mustache. Enter Johnny Yong Bosch, who delivers what might be his career-defining performance as Lelouch Lamperouge. Where the Japanese Lelouch can feel like an anime character playing the role of a mastermind, Johnny Yong Bosch makes him feel like an actual, brilliant, calculating sociopath. As the student Lelouch, he's intelligent and even heroic. But the second that mask goes on, chef's kiss. He becomes this chilling, commanding presence. And when he loses it and starts cackling maniacally, it's genuinely unsettling in the best way possible. Bosch grounds the character's over-the-top theatrics in real human psychology, making Lelouch's descent into extremism feel more authentic to Western audiences. The supporting cast isn't quite as consistent, which is why this is sitting at number 10, but Johnny Yong Bosch alone elevates the entire experience. Code Geass is proof that one legendary performance can redefine an entire show. Coming in at number 9, we have Dragon Ball Z Kai. Okay, real talk, the original Dragon Ball Z dub is a cultural phenomenon. It's the reason most of us even got into anime in the first place. But let's be honest, it's also kind of a mess. Funimation took creative liberties. They completely changed character personalities, added jokes that weren't in the script, and replaced the entire musical score with rock music that made every scene feel like a WWE entrance. They basically turned Gakkou from a simple-minded, pure-hearted martial artist into Superman in an orange gi. Dragon Ball Z Kai is the redemption arc we needed. Same legendary voice cast, Sean Schemmel as Goku, Christopher Sabat as Vegeta and Piccolo, but this time with a script that's actually faithful to Akira Toriyama's original manga. The actors, now with over a decade of experience, deliver what many consider some of the best performances of their careers. Plus, Kai cuts out literally hundreds of episodes of filler. No more 5 episodes of characters screaming while powering up, no more Goku and Piccolo learning to drive, just the pure, distilled essence of one of the most influential action series ever made. Is the original DBZ dub nostalgic? Absolutely. But Kai is objectively superior in every technical, narrative, and performative way. It's the definitive English version of Dragon Ball, and it finally does justice to the source material. That's why it's earned the number 9 spot. At number 8, we've got Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This one's controversial because both the sub and dub are considered masterpieces. Like, you genuinely can't go wrong either way. But the English dub has a slight edge for 2 reasons. First, the setting. The nation of Amestris is heavily inspired by industrial-era Europe, so English just fits better. It feels more natural and immersive when these European-coded characters are speaking, well, a European language. Second, this was a reunion tour for the English cast. Many of the voice actors had already played these characters in the 2003 anime adaptation, so when they came back for Brotherhood, they brought years of developed craft and a deep love for these roles. Vic Mignogna's Edward Elric is the perfect blend of youthful arrogance and emotional vulnerability. The chemistry between the entire cast is flawless. Every performance feels like the actors are pouring their souls into giving these characters the ending they deserve. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is often ranked as one of the greatest anime of all time. The English dub is the epitome of all-around excellence. a perfect symphony of casting, direction, and performance that takes an already brilliant show and makes it just a little bit better. That's what earns it the number 8 position. Landing at number 7 is Space Dandy. Space Dandy is a psychedelic, episodic sci-fi comedy from Shinichiro Watanabe, the genius behind Cowboy Bebop. It follows Dandy, a pompadoured alien hunter who's basically a cosmic idiot, as he bumbles through the galaxy with his robot assistant QT and a lazy cat alien named Meow. Here's the thing. Space Dandy is a love letter to Western sci-fi, classic American cartoons, and rock and roll culture. It's designed to feel Western, so when you watch it in English, it just clicks. Ian Sinclair's performance as Dandy is a star-making turn, perfectly capturing the character's laid-back charm, misplaced confidence, and complete lack of self-awareness. The script is sharp, the jokes land harder, and the comedic timing is impeccable. But here's the kicker. Space Dandy was one of the first anime to be simul-dubbed. The English version premiered on Toonami in the US before it aired in Japan. That's right, for once, the dub came first. This was a game changer for the industry, showing that English dubs deserve the same respect and priority as the original Japanese broadcasts. Space Dandy is a triumph of comedic localization and proof that when a show's style and humor are built for English, the dub becomes the definitive version. Now for number 6, we're talking about Yu Hakusho. This is the dub that set the blueprint for every shonen action series that came after it. Yu Hakusho starts with delinquent Yusuke Urameshi dying in an uncharacteristically heroic act, saving a kid from a car. The spirit world is so shocked by this that they bring him back to life and make him a spirit detective, tasked with fighting demons. At a time when most dubs were stilted and overly literal, the Yu Hakusho dub broke the mold. The script was expertly punched up for Western audiences. The dialogue is witty, sarcastic, and filled with era-appropriate slang that made the characters feel real. Justin Cook's Yusuke Urameshi is legendary, the perfect mix of street-tough attitude and underlying heart. Christopher Sabat's Kuwabara, with his gravelly, honor-bound proclamations, became iconic. The dub didn't just translate the words, it captured the spirit of the characters. It took liberties, sure, but those changes almost always made the show better. Sharper comedy, stronger characterization, and emotional moments that hit harder. And hey, if you're enjoying this list so far, drop a like and let me know in the comments which of these dubs you think is the best. I'm genuinely curious if anyone's going to defend the Ghost Stories sub. Spoiler alert, they won't. Yu Hakusho is ranked at number 6 because it proved that localization is an art form, not just a translation job. It's a masterclass in adaptation. Sliding into the number 5 spot is Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. This show is absolutely not for everyone. It's crass, vulgar, and deliberately offensive. But if you can handle that, the English dub is an absolute work of art. The show follows two angels, Panty and Stocking, who get kicked out of heaven for bad behavior and are sent to Earth to fight ghosts. Panty is obsessed with sex, Stocking is obsessed with sweets, and their underwear transforms into weapons. Yeah, it's that kind of show. Here's the thing, Panty and Stocking is a deliberate parody of Western animation, specifically shows like the Powerpuff Girls and Drawn Together. The art style, the humor, the whole vibe is designed to mimic American cartoons. So when you watch it in English, it just works. For the number 4 position, we have Black Lagoon. Imagine a Japanese salaryman gets kidnapped by pirates, decides, you know what, corporate life sucks, and joins them in the most crime-ridden city in Southeast Asia. That's Black Lagoon. The series is set in Roanapur, a fictional city that's basically a lawless hellhole where the Russian mob, the triads, Colombian cartels, and every other criminal organization you can think of do business. Here's why the English dub is superior. In this international criminal underworld, English is the lingua franca. It's the common language that allows all these different factions to communicate. In the Japanese version, everyone inexplicably speaks perfect Japanese, which makes zero sense. But in the English dub, it's authentic, it's immersive, it feels real. The script is raw, gritty, and filled with the kind of profanity and criminal slang you'd expect from a Tarantino film. Marika Hendrix's performance as Revi, the dual-wielding, chain-smoking, psychotic gunslinger, is legendary. She perfectly captures the character's trauma, rage, and dark charisma. And here's the cherry on top. Rei Hiroe, the original manga creator, has said he prefers the English dub. When the creator himself endorses it, you know it's the definitive version. Black Lagoon doesn't just have a superior dub, it has the correct dub. It's the version that makes the world of the show make sense. Number 4, well deserved. Breaking into the top 3 at number 3 is Baccano. Baccano is a brilliantly complex, non-linear story set in Prohibition-era America. It weaves together multiple timelines and plot lines, immortal alchemists, warring mafia families, a train hijacking, and the world's dumbest thieves, all coming together in one glorious, chaotic narrative. The setting is 1930s America. Gangsters, bootleggers, flappers. So when the characters speak with period-appropriate accents and slang in the English dub, it's not just better, it's essential. The English voice actors adopt authentic-sounding New York accents, southern drawls, and Chicago mob speak that make the world come alive. This is something Japanese voice actors simply cannot replicate, no matter how talented they are. J. Michael Tatum as Isaac Diane and Caitlin Glass as Miria Harvant are absolute highlights, perfectly capturing the manic energy and comedic timing of the world's happiest criminals. The dub makes the show feel less like you're watching an anime and more like you're watching a classic Hollywood gangster film. The accents and linguistic styles also help differentiate the massive cast of characters, making the complex plot easier to follow. Baccano is a masterpiece of atmospheric world building, and the English dub is what makes that world truly authentic. It's not just a superior adaptation, it's the version the show was meant to be experienced in. Absolutely deserving of the number 3 spot. Claiming the number 2 position is Cowboy Bebop. If you've spent any time in the anime community, you knew this was coming. The Cowboy Bebop dub is the dub. It's the one that proved to an entire generation that English voice acting could not only match the Japanese original, but surpass it. It set the gold standard for every dub that came after. And it all comes down to one man. Steve Blum as Spike Spiegel. Blum's smooth, gravelly, world-weary delivery is so iconic that for millions of fans, he doesn't just voice Spike, he is Spike. That effortless cool, that laid-back charm, that underlying sense of melancholy. It's perfection. But the dub's excellence doesn't stop there. The entire cast has incredible chemistry, largely thanks to the direction of Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. Every performance aligns perfectly with the show's Western influences, its noir sensibilities, and its cinematic tone. This dub was instrumental in popularizing anime in America. It aired on Adult Swim and became a gateway for countless fans. It proved that voice acting was a legitimate art form, capable of depth, nuance, and emotional resonance. So why isn't it number 1? Because Cowboy Bebop is already a masterpiece in Japanese. The dub elevates it, yes, but it's enhancing something that was already brilliant. Number 1 on this list is different. Number 1 is a show where the dub didn't just improve the original, it created something from nothing. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is Ghost Stories. This is the most legendary dub in anime history, and for a reason that's absolutely insane. In Japan, Gakkou no Kaidan, Ghost Stories, was a generic, uninspired children's horror anime. A group of kids moved to a haunted town, used their dead mum's ghost hunting journal, and exorcised spirits one by one. It was boring, it failed, it was forgotten. When ADV Films licensed it for North America, they faced a problem. The show was so bland that no one would buy it. So the Japanese producers basically said, do whatever you want. Just make it sell. And ADV Films took that freedom and ran with it. Straight off a cliff, in the best way possible. They threw out the entire script and let the voice actors improvise a gag dub. The result? A non-stop barrage of fourth wall breaking jokes, politically incorrect humor, and pop culture references that have nothing to do with the original show. The bland, generic characters became offensive stereotypes. A born-again Christian, a dumb jock, a Jewish kid, and a girl who's just mean to everyone. The voice actors clearly had the time of their lives, and it shows. The dub is hilarious, endlessly quotable, and absolutely unforgettable. The Japanese original has been completely forgotten, but the English dub is a cult classic that's still celebrated today. Is it offensive? Oh, absolutely. Would it be made today? Not a chance. But it's a testament to the creative potential of localization when all the rules are thrown out. Ghost Stories is number 1 because the English dub is the only reason this anime has any relevance. It didn't just improve a bad show, it resurrected a dead one and gave it a completely new identity. It's the ultimate example of transformative reinvention, and no other dub on this list can claim to have done something so radical and so successful. So there you have it, 10 anime where the English dub isn't just good, it's genuinely superior to the original. From Johnny Yong Bosch grounding Code Geass, to Steve Blum defining cool in Cowboy Bebop, to the absolute chaos of ghost stories. These dubs prove that adaptation is its own art form. The old sub versus dub debate is dead. The real conversation is about how a talented localization team can take a great show and make it even better. Or in Ghost Story's case, take a terrible show and make it legendary. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to check out my top 10 anime collection playlist. It's packed with more ranked lists covering every genre you can think of. Whether you're into shonen, seinen, romance, or psychological horror, I've got you covered. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, I'm Top 10 Guy, and I'll see you in the next video.